Hello and welcome everybody. I am the Board Game Fanatic and today we are going to be playing a game of Marvel Legendary. Now, Legendary is a system that I have sung praises about numerous times, whether that be the Alien Legendary, the Predator Legendary, or the Marvel, and there are countless other variations of the same game. You have the 007, Firefly, there's an up-and-coming Game of Thrones, etc., etc. So there's lots of different legendary systems for you to play. You can choose the game that appeals to you the most. But I will be covering Marvel because this is the most family-friendly version of the game. My Alien and Predator versions have a lot of graphic content in them, so maybe I'll do a separate video another time and show you that game. But the function, the actual systems and mechanics of play are all very similar and pretty much carbon copy from one game to another. So they do work well, and it's easy to learn the rules to one and play the others. It's just that those other two games have a bit more of a mature look to them, especially with all the violence on show. But today we'll be sticking with the Marvel version. And what I'll do is I will play a solo game of this with you. We'll run through it from the start to the end, and I'll give you a good overview of how the game works and how it plays. Right then, guys, so welcome. So this is the game board setup. And essentially in this game, you are going to play a team of heroes, and you're going to be defending the city. Your evil villain is here, and in this game, we're going to be playing against Red Skull. And over the course of the game, his henchmen and his villain group are going to appear, and they're going to march their way through the city and escape at the end if you don't deal with them. So they're going to cause rampage and damage and destruction all throughout the city as they try to escape. You have obviously this set amount of time to intercept them and stop them. So, for you as the player, you will be able to choose a team of heroes to go up against the villain and his group of evil characters, his henchmen. And in this game, you're given a whole selection of different characters, recognizable ones from the Marvel Universe as well. So, Nick Fury, Hawkeye, Wolverine, and the list goes on and on. The Hulk, Black Widow, Deadpool, Iron Man, Rogue, and on and on and on. You have a huge roster of characters in this game to choose from, which is really good because this game comes with a lot of variety. Now, there is expansions galore to this title, but in the core box itself, you don't really need to get much more if you're just playing this casually. If this is going to be your main game, you're probably going to want to expand it. But just the amount of variation in the core box alone is a really good quality. And for today's team up, I've chosen Spider-Man, Captain America, and Storm. So these three characters' decks will essentially be shuffled together to make a deck that will go here. I'll give it a good shuffle in a minute to mix it. But it will go here at the bottom half of the board. You're going to be recruiting these cards into your deck. This is a deck building game. And the enemy's deck above it will obviously spawn various things like enemies to encounter. Different events and things will happen depending on if they trigger. And this is a great deck in itself. There's a lot of variety in there. There's different enemy groups that you can place in the deck. Every time you play, you have a huge variety of enemies and groups. So every time you play this game, it doesn't always feel the same. Like here, your other villains, you can have Loki, Magneto, or Doctor Doom. And then you have numerous different groups of villains that you can put into your games to add much needed variety. So what we'll do is we'll get into the game. I'll show you how it plays. I'll play this entire session solo from the beginning to the end, give you an overview and show you why I like this game, why I think it's a brilliant title, and why I think other people should try it, especially if you're into solo games. If you're into solos, this is a good title to try. So let's start with the turn one and I'll walk you through it. Right then, so off camera you won't be able to see it, but I will have a deck of cards, my personal deck. At the start of the game, you have two different types of available troops at your disposal to deploy and fight or recruit others. And you have the shield agents to go and hire you more cards to improve your deck. And you have the shield troopers, which are your fighting cards. There's only two values in this game, purchasing and attack value. Really good in this. It's very streamlined. So I will shuffle my hand, draw a hand of 6 cards. My starting hand, I've been quite fortunate. I've got all of my troopers in one go because you only have 3 to begin with, and 3 shield agents ready to recruit. So this entire game is very streamlined and very easy to follow. You've got all your setup in the corner, so this box is irrelevant. We don't need to read that anymore. But this one in the top corner shows your turn order and the structure of the turn. It's so simple. Step by step, you follow it through. First, we reveal a card from the villain deck and resolve it accordingly. So this is the villain deck. You can plainly see. We draw a card, we resolve it. So in this case, it's a bystander. So what happens is this bystander has been captured by either one of the villain's minions, and none have been deployed yet, or by the villain himself. So he has now captured a bystander. If we don't rescue that bystander by the end of the game, it's going to be a negative on us. And to win this game, you're going to have to defeat him 4 times. Okay? Right, so now we're on to playing our turn. So we're going to play our cards from our hand to defeat villains, fight his minions, or recruit cards from the available pool. Because we don't have anything else to fight, these cards will essentially be discarded because we can't use them. And the reason being is Red Skull himself, if you have a look, he has a strength of 7. So we need to be able to do 7 attack to be able to defeat Red Skull. And because we can't do it, and there's nothing else for us to engage or fight this turn, I'm going to discard those straight away. So, what I didn't do earlier was deploy these cards in the HQ. And these should be there at the beginning of every turn. These are the cards that you can use to upgrade your decks. And they do a variety of things, whether they add extra resources to buy stuff, or, in this case, an attack value. Some will have abilities and effects. And a lot of them will have special icons in the top left, which will link and chain with other cards you play. So, for this turn, as I said earlier, I've got 3 points with which I can recruit a card. So, I'm going to go for one of Storm's. I'm going to get this Spider-Man card because it's really useful. It's only costing me 2, so I've got 3. So I'll spend 2 of them now, so I've got one left in my hand. And what it does is it will let me rescue a bystander, which is going to be quite useful because obviously the mastermind already has one prisoner. So this card will help me when it comes around. But when you buy a card, it doesn't go to your hand. You don't get to use it straight away. The card is discarded to your discard pile. And like other deck building games, it will be shuffled into your deck in due course. So now that I've made a spot in the HQ here, we draw a card to replace it. And you can see it looks like there's a Captain America card there. And these cards, as I said, you'll purchase them and upgrade your deck and make it more powerful. You'll be able to do more damage. You'll be able to recruit better cards. It's a very good system where you feel like you are improving over the course of the game. So I only have 1 more card in my hand. None of these have a cost of 1. And as you saw earlier, the cost is in the bottom right-hand corner. None of them are cheap enough for me to buy. So I'm essentially going to discard them. So that's the second stage done. Play all the cards from your hand. Place defeated villains, etc. into your victory pile. Place all heroes played this turn into your discard pile, which I've done. And draw a new hand of 6 cards. So we're now ready for the next turn with a new hand. And next turn, I do have 1 more trooper. So next turn, I've got a lot of recruiting, but not much fighting power. So turn 2. Step 1, reveal a card from the villain deck. This time, we have a villain that's come out to fight. Green Goblin. Ambush, so ambush effects happen straight away. Green Goblin captures a bystander. So they're running around capturing people in the city. So he's captured a bystander that we now need to rescue. You place him in the first spot in the city here, which is the sewers. So he's now there. For me to defeat him, he has 6 attack. So I need to do 6 attack in one go. So I need to focus on getting some more attack cards, because if I got all my attack cards in my hand right now, I would only do 4 damage. So I definitely need to start improving. On to my turn. 1 damage is not going to do anything. I'll play it down, but it's pretty much going to be a discard. Now I have 5 to recruit with. Storm's card here. 4. It does 2 damage. Any villain you fight on the rooftops gets -2 attack value. Rooftops is this location here in the middle of the board. So I'm going to buy this. This could be useful not only for its attack value, but for its ability later. That's going to cost me 4 of the cards in my hand. So all I'm left with is 1 attack value and 1 money. And I cannot buy any of the cards on the bottom row. So I'm done. That's the end of my turn. Cards are discarded. Right then, so I use all the cards in my deck. So at that point, I reshuffle my discard pile to be my new deck. And my new hand, as you can see on screen, I've got Spider-Man, a bunch of recruit cards, and a single attack value. And the first thing we do is we reveal a card from the top of the deck. Scheme Twist. So these cards refer to the scheme, the plans that the evil villain and mastermind has. So in this case, we refer to this card. And as you can see, it says 8 twists are in the deck at the start of the game. When the first one is drawn, put the twist next to this scheme. When there's 5 or 6 of them, my deck is going to get a wound. And it's going to continue to escalate. And if he ever gets all 8 out before we've won the game, before we've defeated him 4 times in a fight, he's going to win the game. So we're on a time limit, essentially. So that's the first card out. 1 already. So we'll place that there. Okay. So now it's on to my turn. These cards do not move unless a card forces it to move. So ordinarily, it's not going to move on its own. They're going to move when a new card is placed in that spot and it pushes it further on. So you've got a bit of time to deal with the enemies that are in those spots before they arrive at the end of the city and escape. Now I got that new Spider-Man card I recruited. So I'm going to play it to rescue a bystander. And I will rescue the one with the mastermind, because it's going to be the harder one to rescue, I think. So I've rescued, you simply add them to a victory pile at the side of the board. They're safe. Then it says, I reveal the top card of the deck. If the card costs 2 or less, draw it. So I look at the top of my deck. It is less than 2, so I draw this into my hand. So that's Spider-Man played and done. So now my hand consists of 5 purchase cards and 1 attack. So the 1 attack isn't going to be of any use to me. So I'll play that, but I can't do anything with it. But the 5 purchasing I can use to my advantage. I'm going to buy one of these Captain America cards because there's an attack value, and it says I get +1 attack value for each color of the hero you have. So there will be different colors. That will only leave me with 1 singular money, which I can't do anything with. So that's going to be the end of my turn. We progress on. I draw a new hand. I now have 6 cards. I've got the Storm card coming out now. And this turn, a couple of fighting cards as well. So we move on to the next go. We draw a villain card. And we have another Scheme Twist. So that's the second one. When we hit 5, it's going to trigger something. 2 so far. So Green Goblin's still there in the sewers hiding away. So this turn, I'm still struggling with fight value. I've only got 4, so we're going to put them down, essentially discard them. And I've got 3 money with which to buy. At this point, I've just played this Storm card. And as I said to you earlier, they've got these special icons here in the corner. These cards here, I can buy this one. And if you look, obviously it gets me 2 money. But it also says it's got a special icon which matches this one. No. So if I play this card after a card with that icon, I get to do that bonus, which in this case is to draw a card. So it could be a useful synergy to get that. So I'm going to purchase that one. And there's a very powerful attack card just come out that I can try and get soon. So that's going to end my turn. Again, my draw deck has run out, so I'm going to reshuffle it. I have 1 card remaining, so I draw that and then draw 5 off of the deck that I've just shuffled. Back to the next turn. And you see how fast these turns are. Quick. Done, done, done. Straight on to the next one. I like this. This is very smooth, very fluid gameplay. So we've got another Green Goblin card. So he's causing chaos all over the city. Sightings in the sewers now and in the bank. So we need to get on top of these cards. So as you can see, it's pushed this one along because it's gone into that specific spot. So my new hand this turn. I've got 3 purchasing cards and I've got 2 cards that I've bought. As you can see, I gain +1 for each colour of hero I have. So I have a blue and a green one. So that's going to be +2 attack, +2 here, +1. So 5 in total. And I need 6, 7 for Red Skull. So I'm going to play them down, but I can't do much with them right now. We need more fighting cards. So at this stage, I'm going to purchase a shield officer from the bottom corner. So these are always there for you to recruit. Cost 3, but what they do is they generate you 2 money instead of the standard one you get with the normal agents. So it's good to get some of these to help you buy higher and more expensive cards. And that's going to end my turn. So I draw a new hand of 6. And my new hand, I have a bunch of recruit cards. I have the Spider-Man, so I can rescue a bystander and 2 attack cards. So not a strong attack hand yet. So the enemy mastermind card, villain card, Master Strike. So Master Strike is on the enemy villains card and it tells you what it does. These are just universal cards, but you refer to the villains card to tell you what he does. Each player KOs a hero from their hand. Okay, so when you're fighting, you're going to see the term KO knockout a lot. So what's going to happen is when you KO, you're knocking out, you're removing a card permanently from your deck. So in this case, I'm going to choose one of these shield agents because I've got so many of them and they only get me 1 money. And you will want to replace your starting cards as the game progresses to give you the chance of getting your stronger cards out more. And when you KO them, you put them in this box up there, out the way. They're out of the game. They're out of your deck. You won't be seeing them again. My turn. I'm going to play Spider-Man. Rescue a bystander. So that bystander has been rescued. It also says I can draw a card from the top of my deck. And if it costs less than 2, I get to add it to my hand. So that's that done. I have 2 attack value. I, again, can't beat anything. I've got some tough enemies out at the start of this game. So I'm straight down to 3 recruitment. And in this case, I'm going to get that other Storm card because if I'm linking it together with the other Storm cards, drawing cards, it's going to let me draw big hands very quickly. So it's going to be very beneficial. And that's the end of that turn. I draw 6 new cards and I'm shuffling my deck again. And I'm shuffling it over and over again because I'm cycling through my deck quickly. You want to keep your deck at a manageable level, not too much, because then you're going to keep getting your powerful cards out more often. So we're on to the next turn. As you can see from the hand that's there, I've got a few cards to use. Again, I'm still struggling with attack value. So we draw the top card. Right, another enemy, the Lizard, villain, a Spider-Man foe. 3 attack to take this guy out, so we might be able to bring this guy down. You see the keyword fight means when you engage it in a fight, you do what that says there. And it says if you fight the lizard in the sewers, each other player gains a wound. But obviously we're the only player in this scenario, so it's not going to do much. With these in my hand, I have 5 recruitment points, which is a lot. Still not enough for this storm card, and it's quite a powerful one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit this Captain America card. Cost me 4, leaving 1, which I can't really use. But again, it could give me extra attack value. And now there's another powerful card out, so we're getting some good choices now. So that's the end of the turn. I draw a new hand because I can't even bring down the lizard right now. We've got a more interesting hand now. As you can see, as the game progresses, you're no longer going to be drawing shield agents all the time. You're now getting a more interesting hand of cards, and you start to feel more powerful. You start to have better synergies and more powerful effects. So we draw the enemy's card. Another scheme twist. So we're on 3 now. As soon as we hit 5, bad. This card we were using to rescue bystanders, but I'm just going to play it now and let me draw the top card of my deck. If it's less than 2, I can add it to my hand. I'm going to play these cards down as an attack value. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 2 different colours, 5 attack value. So we don't need to use it straight away. We'll play it down. I play this storm card now, and because I've played it after that other storm card with that symbol, you can see there, that means I get to draw a card. So I'll draw another card into my hand, which is the officer. So now I have 6 recruitment points, which I'm going to use to get that powerful Captain America card there and add that to my discard pile. So we're done for recruiting, but the attack value I had, as I said earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack value. However, this card we got earlier, any villain you fight on the rooftops gets -2 strength. And Mr. Green Goblin card here is now on the rooftops. So -2 means he has an attack value of 4. We have 5, which defeats him and removes him. So we'll add him to our victory pile. And the extra point, we can't really use it on anything. So that's the end of the turn. So now we draw a new hand. And now shuffling my deck again. So it shows you how quickly you recycle it through. This is a game I think is probably a solid recommendation that you sleeve it. I'm not normally a guy that sleeves cards, but if you're not good at looking after your cards, this is probably one you should look to do that with. So, my new hand. Next turn, guys. So we've got a lot of OG cards now, but a few of them are attackers, so this could be a good turn. So we're going to draw a card from the villain deck. Scheme Twist. That's 4. It's not looking good. And we're running out of time. Obviously, we need to defeat the villain as soon as possible, because we know that in this deck, all of the scheme cards will come out, and we are very quickly running out of time. This turn, my hand, I don't have enough attack value. Apologies, I did make a mistake earlier. This guy should have had a bystander. That was a silly mistake of me. But yeah, I don't have enough attack value to bring down Green Goblin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take on the lizard. So 3 attack is enough to bring him down. His effect is negligible in the solo mode, so we've defeated him and brought him down. The other 2 attack, I can't really do anything with. So I'm left with 2 purchasing. Now, there is an attack card here for Spider-Man. I get that, it's not very strong, but it's something. You want to start boosting your deck with attack cards. The thing is, you've got to find a nice balance. If you go too heavy in purchasing cards, you're always going to be purchasing when you need to be fighting. Get too many fighting cards, you're not going to be able to purchase the cards. So it's a really good system where it's balanced. You want to keep them very average, so that you can do both at the right times. Next turn, we reveal the villain card, Venom. So you can't defeat Venom unless you have a hero with the red symbol. And if he escapes, we do this. Now, I can see Storm's card there has that. I don't think we've recruited a card yet that has that symbol. So he's basically invulnerable. He cannot be defeated unless we get a card out with that symbol. So my new hand, there's a lot of purchasing power, not much fighting power here. So we've got 7 purchasing power. So I'm going to slap these down and get this one here. 6 it costs, and it's quite a powerful card. You may move a villain to a new city space, rescue any bystanders by that villain. So, useful card. And with this one, I'll have 2 attack value, which is not enough to do anything. So, not only have I gained a useful card, I can now defeat Venom when that comes out. That's the end of my turn. We're on to the next go. So, we draw a villain card. Scheme Twist. We're on 5. So, when we hit 5, each player gains a wound. So, these are your wound cards. And what they do is they clog up your deck. So, they're going to be useless to you. When you draw it and it's in your hand, it's going to be of no benefit to you whatsoever. You can heal and get rid of it. If you don't recruit any heroes or defeat any villains on your turn, you may knock out, so you may remove all of these cards from your deck and put them there. But that turn, you can't recruit, you can't fight. So while this is in your deck, it's taking up space and it's slowing you down, bogging you down. But you may need to make that sacrifice. So we add that to our discard pile. And this turn, we've got some powerful cards out. We have 5 attack value, plus this one, which if I play after the rest, I've got a grey card, a blue card, and a green card. So this is a value of 3. So we would have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attack. If you would gain a wound, you may reveal this card and draw a card. So we've got 8 attack. I think at this point, I'm going to go for Red Skull himself. We're not going to waste time. So when you attack the villain himself, obviously I've got enough attack power. We draw a card at random from underneath. And we resolve its effect. When we fight him, we get +4 purchasing. Oh, so that's beneficial to us. They're not always beneficial, but in this case, it's benefited us. We defeated him once. We claim that card. And we gain 4 extra money in addition to the cards we play. I'm going to play this card, Spider-Man. Rescue a bystander. So that one there that we forgot to deploy earlier is now removed and rescued. I also get to draw the top card of the deck, and it's less than 2 costs, so I add that to my hand. So now I have 4 purchasing power plus the 4 that I gained from defeating Red Skull. So I've got 8. So with 8 money, I'm going to add this attack card, and as soon as you purchase a card, it's replaced. That's a shame that came out just then. So that's 2 I've spent, 3, 4, 5, and I'll go with that. Even though I've got the extra money, I don't want to clog it up with purchasing cards. We need to fight now. So that's the end of the purchasing phase, drawing a new hand. Okay, guys, let's see what we've got. So we've got a lot of Storm cards here. And we've just got our new powerful card. So this is a good hand to start with. Right then, let's begin. Enemy card. Scheme Twist. That's now the 6th card. So the 6th card is still in this zone, which means each player gains a wound, which is not good for us. It's clogging up our deck. We're going to go straight in for an attack. 6 damage, and we'll take out Green Goblin. He's removed. He's no longer affecting the city or attacking people. I can play the Spider-Man card. There's no one to rescue, but I can draw a card from the top of my deck, and it is 2 or less. So I can add it to my hand. Unfortunately, 1 attack on its own ain't going to do much, but I can play it for the exact same effect. And I've got another one, and another one, and I add that to my hand. Unfortunately, it's not enough attack power, to bring down any of the villains. So I now have 5 purchasing, but I'm going to get the bonus of this card, which is to draw another card. So hopefully it's another, yes, 7, which is exactly what we need for this attack card here. Now, all of the heroes will have one full art card, which is their most powerful card, and in this case, this is Storm's most powerful card. Any villain you fight on the bridge of this turn gets -2, which is the same as the other. And if we play it after a card with the blue symbol, the Mastermind gets -2 this turn. That's the end of my turn. I can't play any more cards. And villain card. Scheme Twist. We are very close to losing the game now, actually. Each player gains 3 wounds. We're on number 7. This is going very badly. And we still have to defeat him 3 more times. So this is my hand for this turn. As you can see, we've got a wound, which is going to be of no benefit to us at all. We do have attack cards, but Venom is invulnerable to them. And purchasing, I don't want to purchase cards. I want to fight. So I'm going to spend this entire turn discarding this wound card. Because there's nothing I want. And we are in very, very, very dangerous situation right now of losing the game itself. The next turn. Lizard pushes Venom along. If you fight Lizard, well, the player gain a wound, but it's not relevant for solo. So it's on to my turn. Our hand's looking a bit better this turn. So we've got 5 damage. This one will be 1, 2, 3. Plus that will be 8 damage. We've got enough. If we play it after this blue card, we've got enough attack value to attack Red Skull himself. So I'm going to go straight for Red Skull, attack him, draw a card at random. Look at one of the top 3 cards of your deck. KO 1, discard 1, and put 1 back on the top of your deck. So we draw the top 3 cards, and my deck has run out. So we can shuffle my discard pile. We're going to KO 1, so we're obviously getting rid of the wound. Discard 1 and put 1 back on the top of my deck. So we're going to discard this one because it gets us money. We want to fight. We'll put this back on top of the deck for next turn. So that's it. We've wounded Red Skull twice now, 2 times. So the next turn, well, purchasing. I've got 4 purchasing power. I'm going to purchase this attack card because we want to boost our chances of getting attack cards now. We're hoping that this, or at this stage, you should be hoping that this isn't a twist. If it's a twist, we immediately lose the game. Dr. Octopus. When we fight him, you draw a new hand of cards, and at the end of the turn, draw 8 cards instead of 6. Interesting. So, there's quite a few villains in the town now. So, our new hand. We've not had many cards that have been KOing stuff this game. And normally when you KO stuff, you want to get rid of your weak cards and get them out of your deck. We're struggling a bit here because we're still getting a lot of the early cards, which isn't to our benefit. So, we're going to play this web shooter card, which lets us draw a card. And hopefully it's less than 2, which it is. So we add that to our hand. So we've got 4 attacks so far, and we're drawing a card to see what we get. Which is more than 2. In this case, we leave it on top of our deck. So we've got 4 attack and 2 purchasing. So the purchasing I'm just going to let go. I don't want to add any more cards. But the attack value 4, we're going to fire Dr. Octopus. Because this might be really useful to us. When you draw a new hand of cards at the end of this turn, we draw 8 cards. This could be really beneficial to us. We'll defeat Doc Ock. And that's the end of the turn. We draw a new hand. And this time, 8 cards. So we'll see what we get in a second. Beginning of the next turn, villain card. It's another Venom. So, our new hand. Not great because we have 2 wounds in there, which obviously a loss to us, but we have a hell of a lot of attack value here. So, we might be able to bring Red Skull down. Let's see. So first of all, we play this Spider-Man card, 1 attack value, we draw a card. If it's less than 2, we add it to our hand. We play these 2 with him. That's another 6, so that is 7 attack. And there's not much other benefit. We're going to go straight for Red Skull. 7 attack. Reveal the card. You get +3 fight this battle. So he's defeated. That's the 3rd time. 1 more time and we win the game. However, I have the really powerful Storm card I got earlier. I'm going to play that now, and I have played it after this card I played a few seconds ago, which means we have this bonus symbol. So that means the Mastermind gets -2 attack this turn. So I'm attacking him with 5. See what the enemy card is. Draw 2 cards, then draw another card for each Hydra villain in your victory pile. And that's it. And we've defeated him. So we have defeated Red Skull 4 times. We have won the game. So in this case, at this point, you would add up your score on all of the cards, and that will give you a victory point score. I tend to not be too bothered about that, to be honest. I just play to win. I enjoy the challenge of it. I enjoy bigger decks as well, adding more villain groups to them and making it a larger game. But that is essentially the core gameplay of Legendary. You see how fast the turns are, how smooth they are. They just run through round and round and round. It's just very streamlined. The game is quick, and it's enjoyable at the same time. I feel like I'm rewarded at the end of the game when I've made a stronger deck. I feel like I've achieved something, because at the start of the game, all I had was my shield agents and some troopers. Now, at the end of the game, I've got a very diverse and powerful deck, proven on what I began with. So there's a sense of accomplishment, sense of achievement, and I really like that. And this is a game where you can play it multiplayer, you can play with other people. It's not just a solo game. You can play it with other people at the table, you build up a larger deck with a villain, and it's whoever gets the most victory points at the end. But even then, you don't need to do it off of that. You can just work cooperatively to try and bring the villain down before they defeat you. Legendary is an amazing system, an amazing game. I love getting it out all the time. And I've only ever got the core box itself for this game. I've never gone beyond this for the Marvel version. I believe there's a 2nd edition on the way from what I've seen. I didn't even know about that. So I feel like I might upgrade to the 2nd edition for this game when it comes along. I didn't buy any of the expansions for this game, but there are tons. There are absolutely tons for this game. So if you like this game, there's already a whole host of different expansions you can get for it. But the design of the cards, the art and all that might improve in the 2nd edition. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that. But as I said before, I've got the Alien Legendary game and the Predator Legendary game, and I love them both. Fantastic. And there's so many other options. You've got the Matrix, you've got 007, you've got Firefly, on and on and on. You can choose whichever setting you want for this game. The core systems, the core gameplay itself remains relatively unchanged. There will be only minor differences. And I believe, don't quote me, but I believe you can mix some of the games together depending on whatever it tells you in the rulebook. Okay? But that's it. That's the end of today's video. And I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you'd like me to do another game with you and we'll play through it a lot quicker, let me know and leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like the look of Legendary? Have you played it? What are your favorite characters? What do you like about it? Do you think this is a game for you? Do you think, is there anything you didn't like about it? Let's get a conversation going about it. Any questions you got, just fire them away. But this is a game that I have quoted in numerous videos already. I've said how great it is, and I stand by my decision. For me personally, this is an outstanding game, and I'm glad I came across it. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit subscribe, hit the like, and drop some comments below. And I look forward to seeing you all next time.